What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge. It's early signing period, and the Sooners have landed another one, got him signed, and that's Michael Boganowski, 6'2", 195-pound linebacker slash safety, probably will be in the back end of the defense at the University of Oklahoma. Out of Junction City, Kansas, Michael Boganowski signs.
Yeah, he's a guy that's pretty physical, 6'2", like you said. And also, if you watch him in the Under Armour game, had a great game against elite competition, some of the best competition around. So he's a guy that I think they might try to play cheetah. I don't know. We'll see. But I think he definitely has that skill set and could do it. But who knows? I mean, who knows where he ends up? But he's a very physical guy, very smart player. And guy that's going to be a huge asset to this team in this class. And 24K, another great player that they're getting here with Michael Boganowski. And also out of Kansas, they're starting to get a lot of players out of Kansas, the top players out of Kansas, which I think is huge.
Yeah, I mean, Kansas State were kind of two of the teams that – and Kansas State was the one really the battle between OU and Kansas State. And OU was able to land him and pull him out of Kansas, where a lot of people thought he would end up. He doesn't. He ends up in Norman, Oklahoma. He's very athletic, Jay. He's played linebacker. You mentioned the game the other night that he played in and had an elite performance, played really well, held his own against some stiff competition. He is 195. He played linebacker in that game the other night. I don't think he's going to play linebacker. I don't think that's at all where they want to play him at. I do agree with you, Jay, that cheetah could be a position that he slides into. Otherwise, he's going to be at the back end at 6'2", 195. You put some weight on that frame, you get to 6'2", 205. That's a really good safety frame there.
Yeah, and I think he fits the cheetah mold really well with what they're kind of looking for in that position. So, I mean, we'll see. A lot of flexibility with him. That's what I love. It's not just a guy that's coming in just to play, can only be one position. I think it's a guy that you can move around it and see where he fits best. And he's going to get a learn. Once again, he's going to get a learn under guys like Billy Bowman in the safety level. Cheetah, I mean, if he's going to, you got guys like even Peyton Bowen, only been there a year, getting a lot of experience. So there's going to be a lot of guys he can learn from. Deshaun McCullough. I mean, we can go through and name the list, but it's going to be good. And I think it's a guy that Brent Venables loves guys that are multiple, loves guys that are can do different things, whether it be offense or defense. He likes to recruit that way, or athletically, or guys that have played two different positions in high school. So I think all that bodes well for Michael Boganowski. Love the name Boganowski. Just seems like a football name to me, and I think he's a guy. Look, maybe we'll see how long it takes him to get on the field. I don't know. To me, he's a good enough player that could make immediate impact somehow.
Yeah, I look for him probably to redshirt if possible, try to get some more weight on him. But one of the things that I think stands out highlight tape-wise is lateral movement, sideline to sideline. He's really good. That's, of course, playing the linebacker position. If you look at his stats, Jay, he's pretty much done it all. He's got pass breakups. He's got interceptions. He's forced fumbles. He's got TFLs, tackles alone, solo tackles. He's done it all. He's also got a passing touchdown and a couple of rushing touchdowns. So, again, his athletic ability, Jay, is what probably stands out the most. But if you watch the tape, even in the game from the other night, able to chase some guys down laterally across to the sideline, I think stands out to me. He's got closing speed that's really good. So even though there's separation there, he's able to close the gap. I think some of those things stand out as far as him. As far as intangibles, I think you mentioned earlier, it's the intelligence. It's things like that stand out on the intangible list. But that's what OU's getting in a Michael Boganowski.
Yeah, you kind of stole my thunder there about the closing speed. I think he closes really well. Really good closing speed. Love the physicality. I mean, if you look at who they've gotten this year in recruiting, first few years under Brent Venables is they want physical guys that are downhill, guys that close, guys that can hit, guys that are good tacklers. Boganowski is a extremely good tackler as well, which, listen, you can teach tackling. I get it. But sometimes people can just tackle and people can't. And he's one of those guys that can tackle really well. So that's going to translate really well to Oklahoma. And, the Under Armour game, that's against a stiff competition. Him and Okoye had great games, both of them. And that just, to me, bodes extremely good things for Oklahoma in this class.
Yeah, it's a group that the safety room didn't get a lot. I mean, OU didn't go after tons of safeties. I think 3 in the class. He's been recruited as a safety, even though linebacker, like we said, is where he played. But it's a good group coming in. He's a 3-star. He's an upper 3-star, high-ranked 3-star, borderline 4-star guy out of Junction City, Kansas. I do fully expect him to redshirt, Jay. I know you mentioned maybe the possibility of playing early. I think the only chance that Michael Boganowski gets on the field early would be in special teams. Which
he's somebody that can really help.
I love having guys that are young playing on special teams because, one, it gets them acclimated to the game, to the speed of the game. It gets just them involved at a young age to be part of it. But I don't foresee him playing safety next year at the University of Oklahoma. Now, maybe he's going to turn heads and surprise some people. I fully expect the redshirt unless they want to use him there in special teams.
Yeah, and special teams is a place where he can for sure help. But, look at last year, though. I mean, they play young guys. I mean, if they perform, they play him. So that's why I think he's talented enough to get out there. I think he's just very good. And, he's close to home being from Kansas. But you got him from basically Kansas State. This is a huge win because to me there for a while, I thought he was going to end up at Kansas State. And for OU to be able to get him once again, I mean, I think guys like Brandon Hall, Jay Valide, that defensive staff and the recruiting, and Brent Venables, just huge impact. And they continually get depth and competitive depth and high-rated depth. That's the most important thing is you're getting a bunch of 4 and 5 stars. Well, 4 stars specifically. So I think it really bodes well for the Sooners.
Yeah, and hey, look, all the players that have signed and will sign, most of those guys, we also did a commitment video. If you go back to when they committed, and you can check out their highlight tape. We kind of broke all that down and analyzed it. So that's why we're not doing them on these signing videos. It's just to give an overview of the player. But thanks for watching our videos. If you have not subscribed to our channel, make sure you do that by going to our YouTube channel, clicking the subscribe button, turning on your notifications, liking and commenting here on these videos. Again, thanks so much for watching it. There'll be many more of these to come. Appreciate it. Until next time, guys. Boomer.
Sooner.